I'm speechless. So proud of these guys. So honored to be have been a part of this with this group. I just told the guys in there. We can talk about 8 wins. We can talk about 1 win to 8. We can talk about bowl victories. We can talk about awards and accolades and all conference and whatever you want to talk about. But one of the greatest lessons I was fortunate to learn in my time at North Dakota State was, there's nothing more euphoric than winning a national championship and having that experience. But that stuff is fleeting. Tonight's going to be great. The next week's going to be great. But at some point, that stuff fades. What doesn't fade is the way you remember your student-athlete experience, the friendships that you forge in that locker room, the friendships and relationships you forge with your coaches. Those are lifelong. The people that are here supporting our family this weekend are a living testimony to that. Guys that I played college football with that have been by Christians in my side all the way through this entire journey, and I'm so proud of that group. That group will continue to have special bonds in the years to come, but the thing I'm excited for is 10 years from now, 20 years from now, how that group continues to support one another and the stories they tell about this season.
Coach, you talked a lot this year about this team writing their own story, but was this the story you expected when you took over in July?
You know what? I don't know what story I expected, but what I did know is what I saw every single day from this group since I arrived in January was a truth. Was a truth that I wanted to make sure everyone knew in terms of just who they are, what they stand for, the adversity that they're willing to overcome, the way that they support one another. Coach Holtz has said this to me before. He goes, Dave, the only way you get to truly tell that story is win games, have success, this group has done that in droves, and this is a season, and this is a credit to the young men in that locker room, but this is a season that will be remembered for a long, long time.
Coach, Ben took a scary hit there and had what looked like on the broadcast like a fencing response. I'm assuming he went into concussion protocol on the sideline. What protocols are in place on the team, and how were you able to get to a point where you felt comfortable to put him back in the game?
Those are completely out of my hands. The protocols exist. That's up to our sports med team, and they went through that protocol with Ben. He cleared protocol and was able to return to play. But they have me separated from that decision making for a reason, to protect the student athlete. I have nothing to do with that. But our team came over to me and let me know that he had cleared protocol and that he was going to be returning to the game.
Coach, your defense had 5 sacks today, 3 takeaways. It was the third straight game with at least 3 takeaways. What can you say about the growth of that unit, especially in getting home to the quarterback and getting the ball away, kind of points of emphasis for you since you came to Evanston?
Yeah, I mean, it's so awesome to see. I mean, how much were we talking back in spring ball about the concerns of the D-line, even in fall camp early in the season. Credit to Christian Smith, credit to the leadership in that group, credit to the entire group. I mean, it was so fun to watch over the course of the season to see them continue to improve. But one thing that is for sure is sometimes you get tied up in interceptions or in sacks or all these numbers. Sometimes stats aren't always reflected, but at the end of the day, pressure leads to opportunities to make plays on the ball. Good coverage leads to more opportunities to force the quarterback to hold the ball and lead to sacks. They play off one another, and it was absolutely critical to our success tonight.
Coach, you just talked a little bit about Ben Bryant, but can you kind of speak to his resiliency not only tonight, but throughout the entire season?
It's number one. Ben being a transfer, he embodies what it looks like to bring in a transfer at Northwestern. It's about the right person, not just about the right athlete. It's about the right person. Ben Bryant's the right person for Northwestern. And secondly, I've said this multiple times today, but we talk in our program frequently about the contrast between a warrior and a mercenary. And warriors are purpose driven. Their purpose is bigger than self. They're willing to push through great lengths to serve their team and battle for their brothers. And Ben Bryant has embodied that. I mean, that dude is a warrior. I've said that before, and I'll say it for the rest of my life. That dude embodies what a warrior looks like, and embodies a lot of things that this program will strive to continue to put on full display.
You've had a pretty historic first season here as head coach. Kind of where to next, and do you hope this becomes the standard every year to win a bowl game?
Absolutely. I think that's a standard that has been set prior to my arrival, and something that we, are going to push to do everything in our power to ensure that continues. I'm going to put this out there. The Big Ten's changing. The landscape of college football is changing rapidly. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of evaluating to do. Not saying that we've done anything poorly, but we have to continue to evolve and morph and do it in our own way, do it in a Northwestern way. But I truly believe what you saw on that field today shows that you can recruit high school student athletes. You can prioritize the student athlete experience in the Northwestern degree. You can build a true team that battles for one another, and you can find ways to beat anyone in the country. I mean, that program is one of the best programs in the country. So for us to think that we can't start talking about building a program that can compete with anybody in the country, well, then we're selling ourselves short. We're going to find a way to build a team that can go find a way to win a Big Ten championship.
Coach, Bryce Kurtz and A.J. Henning making a couple huge catches on that game-winning touchdown drive. Can you talk about their development along with Cam Johnson, two of them being transfers? What have they meant, coming into this program, and Kurtz really taking a big leap this year?
Yeah. No, I mean, again, I gave credit to Christian Smith. I'll give credit to Armand Binns. Armand's done a great job with that group. And, those are the guys that are easy to point to. And AJ and Cam, again, you talk about transfers, they embody the right person, along with being very talented athletes. But Bryce Kurtz's season has been so impressive. And you know what? All you have to do is come out to practice and see that development has been consistent throughout that entire room. I mean, I'm so excited about where our wide receiver room is at and where it will continue to go moving forward.
Traveling from the Midwest and practicing at Bishop Gorman, what was that experience like for you guys?
It was awesome. I mean, first class facility. The Las Vegas Bowl does such an incredible job logistically, making sure that we have everything we need to have an incredible experience and be able to prepare the right way. A huge shout out to Alex Nisley, our entire support staff, and Peter Ritz that works with nutrition. I mean, we got over in the mornings after breakfast. We got into our rhythm and routine. We had lunch over there. Returned to the hotel. I'll tell you what. I walked into Bishop Gorman for the first time. I thought I was walking into an FCS, facility. I didn't know I was walking into high school. Pretty neat.
Was it weird or different from your upbringing as a football mind to be back at a high school preparing for a bowl game? It was unique, but it was in my time at North Dakota State. One thing I learned in prepping for the national championships, those were kind of like bowl preps. So we just had to adjust. We would practice at high schools at times in those scenarios as well. But our guys did a great job of just finding rhythm over there, and it was great to be over there for 4 days in a row.
Coach, of course, making a bowl game brings attention to the program, and winning it against such a strong opponent like Utah brings even more. Talking about future, what do you think this means for the program, maybe bringing even more potential recruits' eyes to it?
I think I've been guilty at times of viewing bowl games as momentum, just as a fan, and then even at times in my time at North Dakota State of how we finished the season off a national championship. Hey, this builds into next year, and I do think it's critical for recruiting. I do think it's critical for the story that you're telling a group of guys in terms of what the future looks like. But the thing that we all need to understand as a staff and as a group of student athletes is, the second that this off season starts in January, we have to hit a reset button. Everything that we achieved, it means nothing. It's a brand new group with a brand new dynamic, with a brand new challenge. And, it's great for us to tell the story of this team and to tell recruits about what it can look like when it's at its best at Northwestern. But we're going to have to do a great job of, to be honest with you, humbling ourselves a little bit, getting back to work, hitting the reset button, and looking forward to 2024.
And just to follow that up, the Gatorade shower, how did that feel? Did you expect it? Did you know what angle they were coming from? Like, was that a thought in your mind?
You know what? I got a sense that they were coming there late, and I was very tempted to run out on the field, and then I realized that play was still going. So as as some people told me, Officer Jones included, I was trapped. And you know what? I'm sticky. I'm ready for a shower. But you know what? If you're getting showered in Gatorade, those are good problems.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
In the fourth quarter, Utah just scored to tie it, and then Ben got hurt, and Utah got the ball back, got a first down. Looked like they had all the momentum, and then the defense came up with that fourth down stop. How big a moment was that in the game?
It was huge. It was huge. It just. I think the thing that's so cool about this season is just like the sense and aura you have on the sideline in those big moments. I mean, this group is truly walking in confidence, and that's a credit to these guys. I don't think for any moment, it was next man up with the offensive line. It was next man up with Ryan Helinski coming in the game. It was, just a mentality that we're going to find a way to come out with a win. And, it was special to see our guys finish the way they did.
Coach, late in the broadcast, Sean McDonough announced that Mike Bajakian would not be returning to Evanston next year, and that Tim McGargle would be promoted to defensive coordinator. Would you like to confirm either of those things reported by Sean?
No, I'm looking forward to celebrating with this team, with this staff. I'm looking forward to enjoying Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with my family, and we'll worry about the January and the 2024 season when the time is right. But the only thing that's appropriate right now is celebrating with this group, and everyone within this program deserves to be honored and celebrated for what this team did this year.
Coach, you guys won your last 4 games this season in November. It had kind of been a struggle the last few years. Can you just talk about how much of a hallmark it is for you kind of as an identity builder and as a program to win those games down the stretch?
Yeah, it's critical. I mean, the way that we're structured, the way that we practice, the way that we poured into development, the way that we practice over all week, I mean, it's all structured and built for us to be playing our best football at the end of the year. So for that to come to fruition this year, I think should just continue to challenge us as a staff to evaluate everything that we do, to continue to tweak that and improve upon that. But if we're not playing our best ball at the end of the year, something's wrong. It's just the way that we're structured. So for us to be doing that this year, it's something that we strive to do on a consistent basis moving forward.
Couple more back here.
Perfect. Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. With that being said, you just said earlier, pressure leads to opportunities. Reflecting on the last year as a man, as a husband, as a father, how do you think that this year with the pressure has made you as a better man?
It's crystallized the way that I move. Let me be very clear. I'm far from perfect. But what I've learned about myself is I'm at my best when I'm staying prayed up and I'm seeking the Lord, seeking Jesus. I can't tell you how many people have told me over the course of the last 4 or 5 months, hey, we've been praying for you. We've been praying for the team. And I don't think I fully understood the power of prayer until this year. I mean, there's been so many times going through some really difficult moments that I personally have felt covered in prayer, and it's definitely crystallized for me why Kristen and I do what we do. Football is a vehicle to have a positive impact on young people, and it's also crystallized for me, with the arrival of Blake, our little girl. I strive and I hope to be, a great football coach and serve this program well for a long, long time. But at the end of the day, my number one priority will always have to be those 4 people back home.
Coach, I believe your defense forced 3 turnovers, no points directly off those. You talked about that aura and confidence on the sideline. How have you been able to get your defense to stay patient and stay locked in so many times this year and then today in those situations where they're playing so well and there's not always points coming right after?
Yeah, no, I think that's what great football teams do. You could flip the script around on that and ask, in the Illinois game, why wasn't the offense getting frustrated that the defense can't get a stop? I mean, you can find whatever example you want. I think what great football teams do is they focus on the things that they can control, and what the defense understood tonight is they just needed to keep showing up when they got an opportunity, continue to get stops, and again, I think it's such a great illustration of our offense. As much as the points didn't show up that they wanted to, there was times tonight that we were moving the ball effectively, and they just trusted themselves, stayed the course, and we found a way to play winning football tonight against one heck of a football team, and that's something I'm really proud of.
Coach, of course, Evanston's a long way from Las Vegas a lot different than Las Vegas. Can you talked about it on Friday, but can you just talk more or recap how it was an experience playing at Allegiant Stadium and even just for the players, the staff, the atmosphere?
First class. I mean, I'm just telling you right now, every single team in the country, if they're not getting into the college football playoff, they should be begging to get into the Las Vegas Bowl. I mean, it's been awesome. It's been absolutely first class. Our guys have had such an incredible experience, and I think part of the reason they've had such an incredible experience is the entire staff of the Las Vegas Bowl and the way that they've done things, but also our guys really took a lot of ownership in being fully present. When they showed up at 8:30 for breakfast every morning, on to meetings at 9 o'clock, and off to practice, they were fully present and preparing to go win a football game. And then when they returned in the afternoon and the evening, they enjoyed their friends, they enjoyed their family, they enjoyed the team, and had just a really special week. And it would have been a big-time bummer not to cap this thing off the right way. So I'm really happy that our guys – and again, the way we performed tonight was a direct reflection of the way that we prepared.
Jaheem, after your first interception, the celebration, you call your guys to the end zone. Did y'all schedule that? Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, for sure. After, it was like a day after, maybe the first practice we got, they announced we were coming out here in Vegas. It was like, bro, first anybody celebrate, catch a pick, we got to hit the slot machine and cash out. You know what I'm saying? We've been, especially the secondary, we've been screaming cash out for the past 3-4 weeks because we knew a lot of those games, the ball was going to be in the air for us to go make some plays. So that's one thing we was always screaming cash out for the past couple weeks.
Ben, looked like you took a tough hit to the head there in the fourth quarter. Did you feel comfortable going back into the game, and what was that process to get you back onto the field and cleared like?
Yeah, I mean, I felt good. The medical staff evaluated me and passed all the tests, so felt good going out there and was happy to get that win.
And then you've also kind of had that, not sure if it's a wrap or padding exactly, on your throwing shoulder for pretty much the past 5 or 6 weeks. Now that the season's over, how much has that shoulder been an issue for you?
Yeah, it's bothered me, but I mean, big shout out to Josh Keister, my trainer that's been working with me really closely. He's done such a good job of getting me right and making sure I'm ready to play every week.
People have called this season really like a hallmark season, especially, all the adversity you guys faced the month before, and to now cap it off with 8 wins in a bowl. Kind of describe your emotions right now.
Yeah, I mean, crazy emotions. Going into this year, most people wrote us off, said we'd win 1 or 2 games max, and this team just shows how resilient we are, and any adversity that we face, we're gonna face it head on, and we're gonna get through it. So I'm just so happy to be with these guys to finish it out this way.
100%, man. Nothing but God. Coach Braun said it from the beginning. We got to stick together, and that's what we did. Rely on the brotherhood, and it shows.
Ben, on that game-winning touchdown pass, what did you see? That's a play you guys have run a lot this year. What did you see on that, and what did it feel like when Bryce caught that ball?
Yeah, I mean, we had a little slant and go there, and he got kind of jammed up on it, and didn't really look like it was going to be there, but I trusted him. I trusted him to win through that collision, and he got separation, and I put it up for him, and he made a play, so it was awesome.
And this being your last ever college game, what do you think it kind of encapsulated tonight, your performance and your ability to go out and get the win for your team despite the injury you faced?
Yeah, I mean, this win means so much to me. I mean, just everything I've been through personally, and then everything this team's been through. Our defense played so good tonight. I mean, oh my gosh. It's been, honestly, in bull practice, I mean, we've been going against them, and it's been tough. I mean, we got a good defense. So I'm just happy to get this win with these guys, and just very thankful.
Jaheem, in your last 3 games, the defense has forced 3 or more turnovers. What in Coach Braun's scheme, and with you guys getting more comfortable throughout the year, allowed you guys to really take that step forward as a defense and become one of the top in the country?
It really started in spring ball. It's just when bringing in his new system, it was always a heavy emphasis on eyes on the ball. So that probably contributes to that. We just all break on the ball. We work on it in practice drills, turnover circuit every Thursday before practice. It's just something we work on, and it's drilled into our mindset of find ball, get ball.
And then Coach Braun talked a lot about playing free on the defensive side. Have you felt that being almost at center fielder at times has allowed you more free range in the back end to just go up and find the football?
Oh, definitely. Especially because like trusting all the other guy, all the other 10 on the field, man. It's just like if I see ball, I'm gonna go get it because I know my brother gonna have my back if I mess up.
Ben, Utah kind of ran a lot of too high shells and had done that throughout the year. Was that a focal point for you guys to attack the middle of the field on digs and routes in which you guys had success through the numbers?
Yeah, and honestly, kind of going to a bowl game, you don't really know what you're going to get most of the time. Teams have a long time to prepare, and you see the film from the season, but you don't really know what you're going to get, especially if guys are opting out or in the portal, whatnot. So, I think Coach Jake did a really good job of making in-game adjustments and the whole offensive staff. So, yeah, it was really good that we could execute on that.
Ben, tonight was one of the games that college football was trying out the helmet earpiece for you. How did that change how you would normally call signals in, and what did you think overall of the experience?
Yeah, I liked it. We wanted to still go fast and use tempo, so we didn't really huddle a ton. But I really just got the play in my helmet, and then everyone else looked for the signal. But I was kind of getting everyone going by saying the play and making sure we went fast. But I think it was cool because I could get my eyes up on the defense quicker, and obviously less sign stealing if people are doing that. But so yeah, it was cool, and I think it'll definitely be a good thing for college football moving forward.
Ben, on Friday, you talked about before you all got the bowl game in Las Vegas, that was a conversation you all wanted to get to Vegas. And now having that experience, what was it like? Or can you either one of you recap just how this experience was?
Yeah, it's been a great experience. The hospitality here has been second to none. I mean, the bowl staff did such a good job of treating us well and making sure everything ran smoothly. And I think we were all just super excited to come here, and we had such a great experience, the events, things we could do with our brothers one last time, and it was a really fun experience.
For both of you, this is a season where at the beginning of the year, most people were writing this team off. How do you think you're going to remember this year, maybe a few months or a few years down the road?
I'm never gonna forget about this season. We just stuck together, honestly. Like a lot of people just say that, but we actually showed it. And you can see how we played. Like it's brotherhood. We just play for one another. It's not necessarily we think about ourselves. We think about our brother next to us. So we just came together, and it's been an amazing year. I love those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I transferred in June, and this has just been such a special opportunity for me, and I want to thank Coach Fitz for giving me the opportunity to come here and finish my career here, and I'm just so thankful for this opportunity, and I'll remember this year forever. I mean, those guys in that locker room, I love them so much. I've created lifelong friendships, and I'm just very thankful.
Ben, and it's only been a year here, but when you came out of the game and you got a standing ovation from your teammates, the fans here, what does it mean to you just in a year and to close your college career up to galvanize a fan base like this and just really have a whole school and a whole community really take you in with open arms?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's definitely what you want when you transfer in, and you hope to get everyone's approval. And I'm just so thankful for these guys and this whole fan base and everything, just for taking me in and just being a teammate, being there for me, having my back. So I'm just very thankful.
Jaheem, Coco hasn't played the last few games. We saw him in a boot kind of in the week leading up to this game. At what point did you kind of realize you had to step into that starter's role, and did you change your preparation at all? Kind of even fueled maybe by Coco being out and that motivating you in a way.
It didn't really change anything. We always have a standard of always preparing like we're gonna play. So Coco being down, like, it's unfortunate, but it's just next man up at the end of the day. So it's just part of our standard, what we talk about, especially in the safety room. Like, everybody has to prepare regardless if you're traveling or not. It's just a standard.
Ben, the offense couldn't convert on that fourth down at the 1 yard line, and then a few misses by Jack Olson. How did the offense stay resilient and stay focused on, persevering to the end?
Yeah, I mean, things like that happen. You're going to get stopped. It's just part of the game. But it takes a whole offense to come back and say we're going to get it next time and not hang our heads or just because things aren't going right or whatever. And thankfully, we have a really good defense who is gonna hold down the fort and get the job done. So it was never a worry for us, and just happy that we executed and won the game.